since we first set foot on Inazuma.
That is true, Paimon.
So many things have happened since then.
Oh, what kind of... Is this gonna be a reminiscing event? I mean, it's Kazuha, probably, right?
Yeah, we've definitely made some progress on our journey. So, where should we go today?
Yeah, there he comes.
Huh? What's up?
That's not him. Who is that?
Hey! What the heck was that for?
Where? Oh, okay. Could not see him for a second there.
Huh? Alright, let's
God damn. Okay, no, I did hit him. The problem with Kazuha for me, specifically, is that... I don't know if you can see it right now, but his animal effects just completely destroy the stream.
Oh, so you don't have a vision after all.
Oh? Why? What?
Seems like I've mistaken you for someone else.
At the very least, you should make sure you've got the right person before you go attacking them. No, wait. Even when you've got the right person, you shouldn't go attacking them out of the blue. It's dangerous.
This actually looks like that sword we already have. What's it called? The one we got... The purple sword. I forgot the name of it right now.
Have you ever met someone by the name of Kaedahara Kazuha?
Oh, he's looking for Kazuha. Interesting.
He carries a sword just like you. I've also heard that he possesses an animo vision. That's none of your business.
I mean, we did just fight him with Kazuha, so...
Never mind. You don't look like you know anything anyway. I'm wasting my time.
Fair enough.
What the heck is this guy's problem? Coming around here, waving that weird sword in our faces, and he didn't even apologize. Seems like a real nutcase. Well, one thing's for sure. No way are we telling him anything about Kazuha.
I guess the idea is we just go and find Kazuha after this. He might kill us though, which is an issue.
Don't be mean. I'm smart lots of the time.
Although I guess that is the whole quest, right? He's gonna have to find him at some point.
Anyway, just to be on the safe side, we should
Yeah,
go back
see
Kazuha
this. I
right
figured.
away and tell him to watch his back.
Also, I am quite interested in knowing more about Kazuha now, because we did the whole, the previous story quest actually involved him, right?
What kind of hunch?
Since we learned about his ancestors being blacksmiths for the Shogun and all of that.
A special connection? You mean beyond already knowing each other?
Oh yeah, this is further exploring that, it seems like. Nice.
Yeah, maybe a little. But then again, most people look pretty much the same once they start fighting, so that doesn't really prove anything.
Not true, Paimon.
Anyway, there's no time to lose. Let's go tell Kazuha so we won't get into any danger. Paimon heard that the Crux fleet is stocking up in Rito at the moment. Let's look for him there.
Oh yeah, I always forget that more of Kazuha means more Beto as well. I'm happy about that. Here we go. Okay, so where is the ship? This is not our ship, obviously. Ciao.
Hey! Hello? Do you know where Kazuha is?
Just asking some random dude, that's okay.
You're looking for Kazuha too, huh? Guess he must have done something impressive after all.
Two? That is
Well,
strange.
we took the small vessels into Rito on a routine supply run, only this time, as soon as we entered the harbor, we ran into a huge crowd of Inazumans, all of them wanting to know about Kazuha.
A crowd of... What the hell's going on?
If it's because of that battle on Nizuchi Beach, Captain Beto had a great run there too, but I don't see her getting this kind of attention.
Interesting.
Kazuha keeps to himself most of the time. In fact, there are times when he doesn't even listen to the captain, but she just laughs it off.
Yeah, I can see that.
Oh, so you still don't know what he did?
I've heard bits and pieces. Something about him blocking the Raiden Shogun's Muso no Hitotachi.
Oh yeah, we know this. I just realized right now this is he's an Alcor deckhand. I didn't see that beforehand. Okay.
Is it really as big a deal as everyone's making it out to be?
Oh yeah, that's true. Beto also has that the whole big strike to kill something. I forgot about that. It's so long since we actually did any law on Beto.
Really? Wow. When you put it like that, it all makes sense. In that case, his newfound stardom is well deserved.
I don't know if I would compare Kazuha slash. Even saying the name of it is so goddamn annoying. To Beto's Haishan killing stroke or whatever it's called. Can't remember.
He was called away earlier by some people from the Tenryo Commission. They said they had something important to discuss with him.
Okay. So he's actually involved with like the law again somehow. Wonder what's going on. Oh wait, we do meet what's his name? Hazel during this quest, right? So there's probably some kind of detective work involved. Huh.
I thought they'd come to arrest him at first. Turns out they couldn't have been friendlier to him. Seems like they really respect the guy.
Okay, so it's not him that's wanted.
Just a little while ago, this would have been completely unimaginable. Thank you! Guess we'll go pay a visit to the Tenryo Commission.
All right then. I'll just stay here and carry on trying to fend off the crowd.
What crowd? Let's see. How long do you think the quest? Probably an hour and a half maximum. Because I don't really rush, you know. I take my time with the quests and I put them on. I put my playthroughs on YouTube eventually. So I don't want to have it be too rushed. Where are we headed? Oh, all the way to Sarah's residence, the Kujo estate, yeah? Wait, but that's not where the station is. The station's over there, right? This is... So we're probably going to actually meet with Sarah here. I mean, it might be that long, might not be that long. It might be like half an hour, 45 minutes. I'm not sure. But the thing is, this is like a full story quest, right? So it's probably going to be quite a while. When we did, what's his name? Ayato's story quest, it took me like an hour and a half. It took a while. I am AR-59. I am one of, I started playing where, I think like 2 months after the game released. And I didn't stop since then, so I'm pretty high on that. Oh nice, cutscene. Ish.
Oh? It's you.
Okay, there he is, straight up.
Greetings. We were just discussing the repealing of the Vision Hunt Decree. Since you're here, you're very welcome to listen in on the conversation. We invited Mr. Kaidahara here to extend a gesture of goodwill on behalf of the Shogunate. Your hard work has secured for us the agreeable state of affairs that we now enjoy. Also, I've been granted the chance to correct my clan's past mistakes, and for that, I'm deeply grateful. The Almighty Shogun has issued a large array of directives aimed at resolving, or at least easing, the tensions that have built up over the years.
Is the Shogun herself doing that? No, right? It's the puppet.
The Tri-Commission has made the recommendation to use this opportunity to restore the honor of the Kaidahara name.
Wait, didn't we already establish that Kazuha doesn't want to return to Inazuma, or at least on a permanent basis? He's gonna be on the Alcor, right, with Beto?
Regarding the history of the Kaidahara clan, I trust that you're already somewhat informed?
Oh yeah, we just did that quest.
In short, there was once a group of select bladesmiths who served the Shogun directly, responsible for upholding and further developing the traditional blade forging arts of the Almighty Shogun. The Kaidahara clan belonged to this class. But there came a time when some of these bladesmiths revolted and fled to Snezhnaya. Both the
Wait, to
Kaidahara
Snezhnaya?
and Kamisato
What?
clans were held accountable for lax oversight and entered a period of great turmoil.
Oh yeah, right. This is like this next update is Snezhnaya, not Snezhnaya, sorry. Next update, we're actually gonna be seeing a lot more of the Harbingers, right? So this being like a bridge to that makes sense. Okay, I'm kind of interested to see where this goes now. like more than just for Kazuha, you know.
We later learned that the whole misadventure had been secretly orchestrated by the Fatui. Attributing
As
all
usual.
of the blame to the Kamisato and Kaidahara clans was neither proper nor just.
Wait, no, the Kamisatos were actually blamed for that. I didn't know that. Huh.
Considering Mr. Kaidahara has once more made an outstanding contribution to Inazuma, the Almighty Shogun believes he should not only be rewarded for his achievements, but also receive recompense for the excessive punishment borne by his clan in the past. In the interest of preventing further harassment of the Bladesmith clans by the Fatui, we chose not to publicly release the findings of our investigations into these matters. We trust you can understand why this was necessary.
This is a true honor. I am delighted to be in a position to receive the goodwill of the Almighty Shogun and the Shogunate at large.
I'm sure he doesn't like the attention anyway.
However, would I be correct to assume that this magnanimous
Yeah, see, he doesn't
gesture
like
does
the
not
attention.
come without some strings attached?
I can assure you that nothing could be further from the truth. We seek only to correct a past injustice. With the Kaidahara clan's reputation and occupation restored, the Kaidaharas will be bladesmiths once more, and your wanderings will finally come to an end.
Nah, he's not gonna like that. He wants to wander now. I don't think he wants to settle down and be a bladesmith, right?
You will be able to lead a safe and prosperous life in Inazuma City with the Almighty Shogun's blessing and full support of the Shogunate.
I have grown accustomed to life among the elements. I fear I would no longer feel at home
Yeah.
behind the tall walls of a stately abode.
I think we've already established that, yeah. He wants to wander with Beto.
Yet my ancestors did indeed take great pride in the name of Kaidahara, and the art of blade making for which it stood. I do have a responsibility to restore their honor.
I sense some hesitation in your words. Should you accept this offer, I imagine many of the malicious rumors currently circulating through the populace will disappear.
Doesn't matter to him.
Malicious rumors? All we heard on the way here was so much praise that we almost wondered whether there was another Kaidahara Kazuha in town.
Well, to some, the Muso no Hitotachi is something that can never be defeated. They cannot accept the idea that Mr. Kaedahara really parried the Shogun's strike.
Yeah, that is quite the story when you think about it.
Also, eyewitnesses saw him using the power of Electro in addition to that of Animo. As a result, the falsehood that Kaedahara
yeah.
Kazuha was using a delusion began to spread.
That makes sense. Now that I think about it, in the world that would make a lot of sense. Since the only other people who we've ever seen use two elements, outside of the traveler obviously, are the Fatui who have a delusion and a vision. Huh.
What?
I did not think about that.
That doesn't make sense. Using a delusion turns you old and frail, and Kazuha still looks fine.
Actually, now that I think about it, that part. What about Tartaglia? He isn't old and frail. He uses vision. His delusion all the time. Yeah.
That is correct. However, to some people, the idea of a single person wielding two elements at once is a more inconceivable notion still.
This is just one of many similar rumors. I am very uncomfortable with being the subject of public discussion, no matter whether it brings suspicion or stardom my way.
Yeah, he doesn't like the spotlight.
But perhaps if the Shogunate is willing to publicly support me, this situation will blow over more quickly.
This is precisely why I encourage you to give our offer some serious thought. It stands to benefit all of us.
Okay, so they'll help him if he helps them. Okay.
Please allow me some time to consider. In fact, let us put this discussion on hold for the moment. Well then, what brings the two of you here?
Right, I almost forgot about the guy who tried to attack us because they thought we were Kazuha. To be fair, we do look a little similar. We're not Inazuman, but still.
Yikes! We nearly forgot about the most important thing!
That's what I said. Okay.
Why would such a dangerous individual be looking for me?
Who was Kazuha's master, do we know? I don't think we ever had that information given to us.
No. This puzzles me as much as it does you. My fighting forms were taught to me by my family,
Right, there we go.
based on techniques originally developed for blade testing. We undergo rigorous training to standardize every motion the blade is put through, so that each can be fairly assessed for quality. Over time, these techniques came to form something of a Kaidahara sword art, focused on blade testing, but with a full repertoire of combat forms. Those forms are quite different from the more practical ones typically used by samurai in battle. So it's hard to imagine that the similarity you speak of was coincidence alone.
Okay.
All the more reason to watch your back. This guy was a serious nutcase.
Indeed. He sounds highly aggressive. Anyone he targets is at risk of serious injury, or worse.
In that case, I will send some men out immediately to search for him.
Thank you. I must say I am now very curious about this matter, and I will also need some time to consider your offer. I will first join the Traveler in investigating the one who attacked him, then give you a conclusive answer upon my return.
Very well. Please stay safe.
Okay, so that's where the investigative
Come on. Let's go and track down your
the
aggressor.
side of this comes in.
The detective
Right.
agency knows the most
Yep.
about what goes on in town. Let's see what Ryuji has to say.
So that's where we meet Hazel. That makes a lot of sense. Down exactly where they usually are, actually. It isn't far, but I don't want to run all the way there. I forget how good the ambiance in this game is sometimes. I don't see Hazel.
Hey there! We'd like to ask you a quick question. Do you know if anyone around here has been looking for him? For Kaidahara Kazuha, we mean.
Aha! So this is the renowned Mr. Kaidehara. I've heard a lot about you. It is an honor to finally meet you today.
You are too kind. We are currently investigating an assault and would appreciate any help you can offer.
Oh? You were targeted in an assault? Let me think. I can't seem to recall anything of immediate interest.
Wow, you have not very much information so far. It's a weird response.
Mr. Kaidehara is currently the talk of the town, so there are always a lot of people looking for him. To be honest with you, our detective agency has recently been receiving many inquiries from people wishing to obtain Mr. Kaidehara's personal information.
Wait, what for?
Some of them were offering us millions of mora just to gather the information they want. If these were more legitimate commissions, Sango would have snapped them up in an instant.
Millions? Of Mora? Whoa! Oh, wait, even at that price, you probably still shouldn't.
You can hear her considering it.
Please, accept my thanks for looking out for my privacy.
Of course. No matter what, we only take on legitimate cases. We don't make our money by revealing details of other people's day-to-day life just for the sake of it.
Yeah, that's more like a PI type deal, right?
Sorry, I got a little off topic. What I'm really trying to say is, it doesn't surprise me that a complete stranger is looking for Mr. Kaedehara. But I wouldn't know where to begin if we want to connect this with an assault.
Then let's put that connection aside for now. Have there been any other attacks or similar incidents recently that stand out as particularly unusual? The Tenryou Commission had very few leads. I thought you might have some information from different sources.
It's true that the commissioners aren't clued up about every little thing that goes on out in the streets. But typically, it's only the most trivial events that manage to escape their attention. If anyone had been out there attacking people, that would be assault, in which case the Tenryou Commission would absolutely get involved.
You know, sometimes these things just don't make sense. The way the conversations are framed in these cutscenes.
Oh, that does make sense.
Because all these things they're saying, yes, that does make sense in the real world. But in this world, with like so much open space in Inazuma, people are attacking other people all the time. There's literally bands of roving monsters around. What do they think they're gonna do?
Uh-oh. Looks like the trail's already run cold.
I still find it difficult to believe that whoever attacked you hasn't been causing any trouble elsewhere.
Well, he was looking for you specifically, so...
Few people possess your prowess in battle. So unless you were the first person he targeted, someone is certain to have been hurt by now. I am well aware of your talents. There is no need to be humble around me. In fact, I'm quite relieved that you were the one he targeted. It would cause me great grief to see someone become critically injured or lose their life because of me.
Yeah, we always forget the traveler is supposed to be quite, skilled, huh?
For the poor victim, this would be a completely senseless crime.
Don't worry, we'll find him.
It seems you are every bit the selfless hero they make you out to be, Mr. Kaidehara. Surely this same concern for your fellow man is what drove you to fearlessly raise your blade against the almighty Shogun.
Yeah, even he's digging for information.
You flatter me. Truth be told, I don't know quite what came over me in that moment.
But he did just confirm it. Nice.
You are much too humble. Don't worry, I completely understand your concerns. I will try my best to gather whatever leads I can for you. Oh, actually, there was one strange incident over the last few days. Let me tell you about it just in case.
Must worry.
Sure. During times like this, the more information we have, the better.
Okay, so this is probably going to be our lead to Hazel.
All right then. Recently, 2 people went missing from the city at around the same time. One of them is a pretty well-known collector, surnamed Nagato. The other, Amenoma Yuya, is a samurai from the Amenoma clan.
Okay, there's our connection. That's definitely, where this guy is from.
Amanoma. Now there's a familiar name.
Yep.
Right. Yuya is the nephew of Amenoma Togo, the owner of Amenoma Smithy. 2 grown men going missing at the same time. Their cases are likely connected, but I don't know much in the way of details. I recalled this because Amenoma Yuya is also an accomplished martial artist who is skilled with the blade. Perhaps he is the one you are looking for.
Understood, though it seems highly unlikely to me. I neither know this man, nor do I have any idea why he may wish to attack me.
Sure, can't hurt. We never know what we might find out along the way.
Thank you, Ryuji. We'll start by making some inquiries at the Amenoma Smithy.
Sounds good. All the best with your investigation. I'll get moving shortly myself.
Okay, so I take it Hazel's going to be over there now. Okay. That's right around the corner, right? This dude is so annoying. He's placed in just the wrong place too. Because every day I come over here to buy this guy's the green weapons, and this guy gets in the way every single damn time.
Ah, if it isn't Kaedehara Kazuha, what brings you here today?
It makes sense that they would know each other.
Huh? You two know each other?
Oh, I just said it.
Yes, the Kaedehara and Amenoma clans were both members of the Raiden Gokaden. Historically, there have always been deep links between the 2 clans. After I returned to Inazuma, I visited Mr. Amenoma to pay my respects. Yes, you may recall the story of the Raiden Gokaden from the Iridori Festival.
Though all bladesmiths trace their craft back to the same source, over time, each of us has arrived at a different blade-making philosophy, spawning the development of different branches of the same art. As an example, the Amenoma art strives to emulate the abiding patience and determination of water as it turns stone to sand. There is nothing mystical to our work. There is only practice, day in and day out, until both body and mind have memorized the craft, turning each motion of every technique into an intrinsic part of the bladesmith's life. As for the art of the Kaedehara clan, I believe it's called the Isshin art.
Sounds right.
That's right. Isshin art strives for complete harmony between blade and mind from the moment that forging begins. For only a blade thus forged can capture and convey its maker's thoughts and feelings, and eventually become an extension of its wielder's will.
It was never actually confirmed, but weren't the Kaidaharas the ones who crafted the blades that the Shogun uses? Or the blade? Like her personal blade? I think that's true, right?
Indeed. Most samurai choose their blades, but an Isshin blade chooses its owner. You are, without a doubt, the most worthy wielder of an Isshin blade. It gladdens my heart to see that although the Kaedehara clan has fallen on hard times, its ideals and virtues are alive and well.
You overestimate me. My actions are guided by my own personal sentiments, not by any noble aspirations on behalf of my clan. But let's get back on topic. The purpose of our visit today is to gather some information on your missing nephew.
Right.
We hope to assist with the investigation. It may turn out that this case is connected to another we are pursuing.
Ah, yes. My nephew. I reported the case to the Tenryo Commission, but I haven't heard anything back so far. He didn't say a word before he left, which is very unlike him. I'm still completely at a loss on what to make of it, but I've done what I can so far. Worrying is futile. All I can do now is wait for the news from the Tenryo Commission.
We heard that there was a collector involved in the disappearance too. Know anything about that?
Yes. On the morning that Yuya went missing, he gave me a very cryptic look and said that he was going to give me a great gift.
My guess is a sword, right? Probably the sword that Gaia was holding. This quest has something to do with that, definitely.
I believe he went to collect the item from Mr. Nagato after that. The next thing I heard was that a fire had broken out at the warehouse, and neither of them came back.
Okay, that's a weird detail to not know about.
Yes. Strange, isn't it? I wonder what could have caused it. Unfortunately, there was very little evidence left behind, so nobody knows what really happened.
Do you have any thoughts on what Yuya may have wanted to give you?
If I had to guess, it must have been some kind of rare weapon. Otherwise, there would have been no reason for him to get my hopes up. He's never been particularly interested in blade forging, but has always had a fondness for blade testing, and can sense even the most minute differences in blade quality. He is extraordinarily talented in martial arts, particularly when it comes to the art of the sword.
Truth be told, we have some information that you may find to be objectionable. The person we are looking for, he attacked this friend of mine. Based on the evidence we have gathered so far, only Yuya seems to match the suspect's profile.
What? No. Absolutely impossible. Yuya is not that kind of person.
Yeah, it's the sword.
He is humble and kind. Even his training is done with the goal of calming his mind. He has never gotten into a fight before.
Is that so?
Yes. If there's one thing I can say for certain, it's that Yuya would never draw his blade without a very good reason. But, with that said, it's equally out of character for him to just disappear, with neither farewell nor fair warning.
Right.
I also cannot know what course of action he might be capable of if coerced, or otherwise compelled by circumstances unbeknownst to me. Anyway, should you find him, Please let me know as soon as possible.
Don't worry. You have our word.
Alright, alright.
From the sound of that, Paimon doesn't think Yuya was the one who attacked us as well.
Yeah, that's only half the case, right?
Yes. It sounds as if something happened when the two men met each other. Let's pay a visit to the Nagato household.
Yeah, that's a name I don't actually know. What's that about? Where are they? Okay, so it's not far. Kind of far. Let's jump up there anyway. The Nagato household. The Nagato household. Okay, where is
Next on
this?
the agenda.
Hmm.
We're way behind schedule.
Wait, isn't that...
Next on the agenda.
No, it's not. Okay. For a second I was like,
We're way behind
we've
schedule.
been here. I don't believe we've ever used this house in a quest, so this is new. Sachiko.
I'm very sorry, but we cannot afford to pay what we owe right now. My husband has gone missing, and I'm still trying to find him.
No, you misunderstand us. We are here to help with the investigation. We'd like to ask you some questions about Mr. Nagato's disappearance, if we may.
Ah, I see. I thought the debt collectors had come to visit again. I'm sorry you have to see me in this dreadful state. Has some new information come out? Do you know where he's gone?
I'm afraid we don't have any new information at the moment. We're still trying to find out as much as we can to inform our search. With this in mind, can we perhaps ask some questions about your family's current situation?
For example, Paimon's struggling to understand why a collector would be strapped for Mora.
Gambling again? I mean, we all have that problem. We play gacha games, so...
That's a long story. Ever since I've known him, he's been an avid collector of all sorts of things. He'd always get so
Okay.
animated when he was showing them to me. I knew nothing about the items myself, but seeing how enthusiastic and excited they made him, I was happy to believe that they were just extremely important to him. Everything was fine when we first got married, but as time went by, things changed for the worse.
Uh-oh, what happened?
He lost his sense of restraint. He started buying more and more things, and even resorted to borrowing money just so he could pay for them. Our expenses really spiraled out of control when he started getting interested in weapons. It was awful. There were days when he'd spend hours down at the warehouse, admiring his weapons even as debt collectors were descending upon our house. He wouldn't sell them, wouldn't even touch them. Just sat there staring at them like he was in a trance. I'm happy he has a hobby, and I'm willing to support him. But making ends meet has to come first. I've tried talking to him about it so many times, but he never listens. On the last day that I saw him, I gave him an ultimatum. I said, if he refused to sell his collectibles and pay off his debts, I would divorce him and take the children with me.
Whoa!
And that led to an argument.
Actually, it didn't. Generally, he's a quiet man who likes to go with the flow. On most things, he leaves the decision-making to me. You must understand, I never would have dreamed of threatening him with divorce if the debts hadn't pushed our family to the brink. After I said those words, he froze and was silent for a long time. When he finally spoke, he awkwardly mumbled that he would pick out a few items to sell. His voice was so meek and pitiful that I felt an urge to take everything back. But then what? If I didn't draw the line, what would happen to our family? Had I not indulged his bad habits, we wouldn't have found ourselves in such a predicament. And I also don't know if he had actually come to his senses, or if he was simply angry with me. The next thing I heard was that our warehouse had caught fire, and both he and the buyer had gone missing.
I see. I understand. Amin Omeyuya came to purchase a weapon from Mr. Nagato. During the sale, a fire broke out at the warehouse, and both men disappeared.
At first, I assumed they must have gotten into an argument over the price. But my husband has never been one to negotiate. He never even haggles when he's out buying groceries, so it's hard to imagine him getting into a fierce argument.
Maybe he was feeling the pressure from the debts?
Kind of makes sense.
I don't know. He just disappeared after the warehouse burned down.
Something else happened, obviously. I mean, what's it got to do with the sword, though?
Perhaps he's too afraid to come home, now that all his collectibles have been lost in the fire, and he's got no way to pay off our debts. Even though I'm still a little mad at him, we're a family, and I want us to face our family's crisis together.
Let's just get way more serious. Like, the whole quest is...
As long as he's willing to turn over a new leaf, I know we can work things out.
Please don't get upset. There could be more to this situation than meets the eye. If collecting things is a habit that Mr. Nagato had his whole life, it is quite unusual for this habit to change so drastically over a short period. But the information we gathered from the other side suggests Amenoma Yuya is also a mild-mannered man who would not be likely to start an argument. This situation is getting a little confusing.
A little confusing? More like completely mystifying.
Paimon's always confused, though.
Let's try a change of scenery and see if we can piece together what we've learned. Rest assured, we'll notify you if we find anything.
Right.
Thank you so much. I just want him to come home.
Yeah, and we still haven't met Hazel, so where the hell is he?
Based on the information we've gathered so far, I can only surmise that the sales meeting between the two men was somehow the catalyst for their disappearance. The fire at the warehouse likely played a part in how the situation unfolded, though its exact role is a mystery. Do you have any thoughts?
Well, Paima was thinking that maybe someone accidentally knocked over an oil lamp and...
Yeah, sure, Paimon.
Nope, never mind. Paimon's brain needs to rest for a while. Over to you.
Yeah, I'm not happy coming to any conclusions just yet.
Right. I very much agree with you. It seems highly likely that we're missing a piece of the puzzle. Working off what we know so far, there are too many things that don't add up. The chances are that there are still some clues left for us to discover.
So
One
we're gonna
fact
go...
that I keep coming back to is that Amenoma Yuya is polite and well-mannered, while Mr. Nagato is introverted and passive. Neither seems like the type of person who is inclined towards initiating conflict.
Yeah, we're gonna go look at the warehouse, right?
Mr. Nagato, being heavily in debt, is also the only one of them with the potential motive to disappear after the fire. The more I ponder it, the more puzzling it becomes. Just what could have happened there? Right. Although the time frame seems to broadly match, no other details that we've learned seem to link the two events together. Amenoma Yuya lacks a key distinguishing feature of the attacker, namely that he is principally a practitioner of the blade testing techniques of Amenoma art, not those of the combat-oriented Isshin art.
Darn! We thought we could get two birds with one stone here, but at this rate, it's starting to look like a wild goose chase.
Let's keep going, since we've come this far. If we can solve the case, both Mr. Amenoma and Mrs. Nagato will be able to get some closure.
Okay, but where should we go now?
Let's head out of the city and check out the warehouse. There's still a chance we may be able to find some shreds of evidence.
Right, that's what I said in the beginning. Check out the warehouse ourselves. Where is this warehouse now? Huh. Oof. Right, so... Wait, where is this warehouse? I don't see anything there.
Wait,
Oh, that's an angle.
I hear something ominous in the wind.
Oh! This must be an another one of those sounds that only you can hear. As sketchy as that whole thing seems, you did put it to good use when we were chasing down that vision thief at Beto's tournament, so...
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. He's like attuned to the wind, huh?
Now I'm picking up a strong scent in addition to the sound. It's right around here somewhere.
But there's nothing here.
It's gone now, but I can still sense the direction it left in. It felt very much like that ancient presence in Inazuma. The remnants of the Tatarigami.
Wait. What now?
Indeed. But this unexpected spring of inauspicious energy may prove to be of benefit to our investigation. We should remain vigilant and approach slowly.
Tatarigami is that stuff that the middle island was covered in, right?
So it's an underground warehouse.
Okay, yeah, I couldn't see what the hell they were looking at for a warehouse there.
The force is definitely coming from down below.
Maybe
The
they were
source of the
smuggling something.
Tatarigami energy has long since left this place, but the residue it left behind still hasn't dissipated completely.
I mean, when you think about it, it makes sense. It's a sword. It's been forged from something that affects the people using it, so yeah.
Judging from the concentration, I would have to conclude that the Tatarigami source resided here for a very long time.
Mrs. Nagato said her husband used to hang around the warehouse by himself a lot.
It could well be that he was already under the influence of Tatarigami energy at that time. From what I've been told, Tatarigami does not turn all upon whom it preys into violent monsters, but most will develop a stubborn streak upon being exposed to the Tatarigami's unfulfilled will. Their interests become fanatical obsessions.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Mr. Nagato had an interest in collecting to begin with. The influence of Tatarigami could explain why he became an obsessive hoarder, amassing more and more possessions, even as he put himself in grave debt.
So what should we do now? Go down and take a look?
Step back. I'll open the door and take a look inside. If we don't open this door, we can move no closer to the truth.
Is Hazel going to be in there? I'm still looking for him everywhere.
You needn't worry. Both of us have faced far greater dangers than this. Relatively speaking, the risk here is trivial.
True. It'll take time to get to us, right?
What's down there?
Everything's buried in debris. I can't see anything.
Wait, so there was an underground fire? What the hell?
It looks like the fire caused a cave-in,
Yeah,
reducing
that's
the entire
weird.
warehouse to rubble.
That was too scary. Paimon was so sure that the warehouse boogeyman was about to jump out at us.
Okay, now's the time for a jump scare.
All we can do now is keep searching in the direction that the Tatarigami energy's source
Damn.
left this place. Two ordinary humans, entangled with the Tatarigami. I fear much misfortune has already befallen them. Yes, let's go. If nothing else, it's vital that we find out where this Tatarigami energy is coming from. Quiet your mind and focus on what you sense around you. Perhaps you too will perceive its ominous presence in the wind.
Okay, so we use the elemental sight. Yeah, we don't see anything right now. But now... Wait, I still don't see anything. What the hell? Wait, no, there's a thing here. What is this? Oh, this is not gonna show on stream, is it? It's a faint motion in the wind, so to speak. Let's see though, I'll follow it. Where is it headed? It's that way, okay. That way.
Next on the agenda.
Further that way. Where's this taking us? That way. What? Oh, into the city. Okay.
From this point, the trail appears to split into two. The main source of the Tatarigami energy continued on into the distance, but a small portion remained here, and seems to be dissipating slowly. Quite possibly. Let's search the area.
So we may find one of them here. Let's see.
Whoa! Look at all those hilichurls! They're acting really strangely.
Something seems to be drawing their attention. Let's take a closer look.
And I missed.
It's...
Ugh! Look at this red stuff! What is it?
By the looks of it, a letter, written on a piece of torn clothing. The ink is bone dry. It must have been written quite some time ago. Well, let's take a look.
Okay. Okay, so the guy who... Okay, so the blade exerted some control over the buyer and made him take it, right? Okay, this all makes sense so far.
According to this letter, a conflict arose because Amenoma Yuya wanted to seize a blade belonging to Mr. Nagato. Yuya started the fire that destroyed the warehouse and wounded Mr. Nagato in the fight. Mr. Nagato kept chase as long as he could, eventually stopping here to write this letter when his strength gave out.
Wait, I read the letter. That wasn't in there.
So, where is he?
He was not only mortally wounded, but also under the heavy influence of Tatarigami. Add to that the fact that its aura seems to have attracted a horde of monsters, and I'm afraid he may no longer be with us.
Ah, that's unlikely though, right?
Whatever traces there may have been of his fate beyond after this point, they've since been disturbed by the hilichurls. Yes, right now we need to uncover some more important truths. If Amenoma Yuya is attacking other people indiscriminately, then the longer we take to find him, the more people risk meeting the same tragic end.
Hold on though, there was a reason he attacked us. He specifically was looking for Kazuha, right? Why then?
Right, so let's get moving.
I wouldn't be surprised if he too fell prey to the influence of the Tatarigami. For a practitioner of the martial arts, the easiest desire to inflame would be their pursuit of further power and skill. All the clues that at first seemed disparate and disconnected, it seems that now we know the thread that runs between them.
Okay, kind of makes sense. If he was looking for someone to fight, then the rumors that Kazuha is one of the most skilled fighters in Inazuma would make him search for him, right?
I have a hypothesis that, if it's correct, not only explains the series of events leading to the two men's disappearance, but also zeroes in on the attacker's identity.
Wait, you figured it out? So these two cases are connected after all?
I believe so. But it's something of an outlandish idea. I will only be able to confirm my suspicions once we've met him in person. On with the search. We must stay vigilant. At any point now, we may find ourselves in danger.
Oh, so we have to... Okay. Find these further. I prefer to be in Kazuha for this kind of thing. Oh, it's taking us up, huh? The boat. Okay. Makes sense.
He seems to have stayed here for a long time.
Why here? Is there anything special about this place?
I'm not sure. But on closer examination, I sense that the aura may have lingered here at several different points in time.
What's his base? Kind of.
Show yourself. It's no use hiding anymore.
Oh, so he's already here right now. Okay.
Kaidehara Kazuha. It's you, at last.
Aha! So it is the same guy from before. What's your problem, huh? What could you possibly have against Kazuha?
Indeed, there should be no enmity between us. If it is Ame no Meyuya that stands before us. But what if instead of facing Ame no Meyuya, we are in fact facing the blade in his hand?
Yeah, I figured as much.
Now that you mention it, it is giving off a strange light.
Is that the new blade that we are getting this patch?
Whoa, whoa! Surely you don't mean... Are you serious?
Tatarigami energy often lodges itself within physical objects, then works to subtly affect any living organisms in its vicinity. The blade has resided in Mr. Nagato's warehouse for many years, affecting his state of mind, and more recently using the sale as a means to affect, or rather as a means to occupy, Ame no Meyuya's body.
You're sharper than I thought. You've already deduced the truth of the matter. Many, many years ago, I was forged by a famed bladesmith of the Isshin tradition. I was his pride and joy. In me, he placed all his hopes and dreams.
So, Kazuha's grandfather?
As a descendant of the Kaidehara clan, you should be able to guess our greatest regret.
I presume it has something to do with the Raiden Gokaden.
Indeed. At that point in time, he failed to live up to the Raiden Shogun's expectations. In the end, all he could do was to flee the nation by sea on a ship bound for Snezhnaya.
But you know what that means? It means that we could be looking at Kazuha's relatives in Snezhnaya as well, since some of them fled there. Which means, let's be honest, one of the Harving is gonna be a one of his relatives. Okay.
He was a bladesmith of great renown, a master of his craft. There was nothing that he could not accomplish. All he needed was more time and a little faith. And sure enough, in the end, he achieved what he had set out to do. All of his life's work, his wisdom, his skill, it culminated in his creation of me. He not only bestowed upon me the greatest of strength, but also endowed me with a consciousness of my own.
What's with the Tatarigami, though?
In her conceit, the Raiden Shogun lost not only the single most perfect blade in the entire world, but also an irreplaceable achievement in the art of blade forging.
So, swords can become conscious and control people?
The people of the time in which I was born never believed I had that kind of power. They saw me as a mere blade, a sharp and well-crafted one, but in all other respects an ordinary weapon. But that gave me the opportunity to take action. After the death of my creator, I decided to leave Snezhnaya and began my long quest to return to the distant land of Inazuma. Moving from one person to the next, I controlled the minds of countless hosts along the way, each bringing me one step closer to my ancestral home. I seek but one thing: to face the full force of the Raiden Shogun's blade and prove my power, the might of Isshin art.
Okay.
Ah, so Amenoma Yuya was not your first victim. Tell me, what happens to those you've possessed when you've finished using them?
My hosts? Who cares what happens to them? They are but tools that serve my mission. When they got tired, or injured, or unusable, I hopped to the next one in line. All I needed them for was to take me back to Inazuma.
You're awful.
After I returned to Inazuma, I decided to bide my time in Nagato's warehouse until Amenoma Yuya handed himself over to me on a silver platter. At long last, I'm approaching my journey's destination. By Amenoma Yuya's body, I have found you, and by your hand, I shall defeat the Raiden Shogun. Kaedehara Kazuha, you stood against the Raiden Shogun's Muso no Hitotachi. There can be no other to serve as my host for what is to come. Now, give your body over to me!
Okay, it's a fight. That's weird. Wait, why'd they take my Kazuha? God damn it. They gave me the... That's annoying. They gave me a trial Kazuha, which I do not like.
Rewrite history!
My Kazuha is definitely better than this one, whatever this one is. Let's see. Let's take a look. Oh my god. Wait, what? Wait, what? Okay, no, hold on. This is still just a fillet blade. It looks a lot better than the level 1 fillet blade, but it is still just a fillet blade. I gotta level this thing. Damn, that thing looks good. hold on. Fillet blade, which is crap on Kazuha, obviously, but no. Why give him a fillet blade if you're gonna give him noblesse? What is the point? 88, which is worse than mine. C3 though, okay. Okay, that's not that bad. But you know, fillet blade with crap stats, amazing. My Kazuha is so much better than this shit. Come on.
Rewrite history!
Like seriously, my Kazuha destroys this guy and...
Me! Solidify!
Okay, whatever.
Access denied.
Do not stand in my way, or I will strike you down too!
Your bluff's fooling no one. You've lost.
Lost? I can never lose. It is this body that has reached its limit, nothing more. Even if you defeat me here, the one who falls will not be me, but this man. He is but a puppet that can be replaced. I can take a new vessel at will. The end result is the same. I will end this wretch's life before you can lift a finger. And even if I were to lose my physical form, it is but a small setback. My consciousness shall endure. By any means necessary, and any medium available, I shall return and fulfill my destiny!
Okay, so now Kazuha's gonna say yeah, he's gonna accept it, right?
Your fighting style. It is indeed the forms of Isshin art.
He'll take out the blade just to get it out of this guy's hands.
But from your movements, I sense only hatred and arrogance, as well as a thinly veiled mania and despair.
Really? You can tell all that just from his moves?
As I've mentioned before, the forms of Isshin art convey the user's thoughts and feelings. Since the blade is currently possessing Amenoma Yuya's body, its movements express the innermost thoughts of the blade. If you ask me, the mania is probably due to your desperate, single-minded ambition. You believe I am your only hope.
Are Are you trying to claim that I am helpless without you? On his deathbed, he passed to me all of Isshin Art's secrets. The little that you know barely scratches the surface. In that regard, why would I ever need your help?
Because all of that is in the past. I've been wondering why you've not caused more trouble in all the years that you've been in Inazuma. If you are indeed a cursed blade that can possess its owner. Now that I've seen inside your mind, everything finally makes sense. You weren't biding your time. You were trapped. After all the time that's passed, you have grown weak. To the point that you are now unable to acquire a new host without making physical contact.
Oh, that's right. Paimon remembers now. Mr. Nagato had a habit of never touching his collectibles.
Only when Mr. Nagato witnessed his wife's distress and decided to sell his collectibles did you finally have an opportunity to reach out to Amenoma Yuya and make your escape.
Wait, so is this blade not the Tatarigami? Probably not, right? Because... No, wait, it is, but... That's a weird... I'm not sure what to make of this.
And what of it?
Well, that brings me to my second point. There's a despair in you that is so strong it threatens to overwhelm you. You were determined to fulfill your maker's ambition, whatever the cost. But this ambition is too grand and too heavy for you to bear. Each step you have taken has come at a great cost. I think you realized your limitations long ago. The more you clenched your teeth and pressed forward, the greater your fear of losing everything you had achieved grew, and the more you wished to run from the truth. But the way I see it, what began as an ambition has long since become a delusional fantasy.
What would you know about any of this? I'm just one step away from achieving my goal.
You returned to Inazuma to prove the unparalleled brilliance of Isshin art. But to make this arduous journey, you committed countless atrocities and showed a blatant disregard for human life. Even if you were to sever that divine light, is this truly the outcome that your maker would have desired?
You...
Sure, you inherited the secrets of Isshin art. But even as you made your journey to honor this legacy, you treated the ones who wielded you as mere tools to do your bidding. How could you possibly unleash the full potential of Isshin art when you act in perfect discordance with the principle of harmony between a blade and its bearer?
Silence, you blabbering fool! I must achieve my goal. This was his life's dream, and the very purpose for which I was brought into being. I will concede that you are most perceptive. You see my predicament clearly. But you also underestimate my resolve.
And you should face reality.
Easy for you to say. Facing reality offers me nothing. I have no need of anything that would stand in my way. Not hesitation, not self-reflection, and certainly not your so-called reality. It is pointless to argue further, descendant of the Kaedahara clan. If you wish to save this man, then offer me your body in exchange.
How stubbornly you stick to your wayward path. I do not believe for a second that you can challenge the almighty Shogun in your current state. So let us make a bet, and I will put your strength to the test.
What? Surely you're not planning to agree to his demands.
Very well. Then find yourself some enemies with whom you wish to cross blades. A taste of my power will more than convince you. Once we have dealt with them, we shall proceed to Tenshukaku.
And as for your end of the bargain, if you lose, you must release Amenoma Yuya from your control.
I accept.
Don't do this, Kazuha!
This is the only way to save Amenoma Yuya. If we don't do this, he'll forever be the Blade's puppet. The Cursed Blade's strength is currently very weak, and I sense he's hesitating. This suggests his heart is still not completely devoid of honor. The power of the Tatarigami lies in intensifying existing obsessions. This is the reason Mr. Nagato and Ame no Miyuya fell prey to it. Since I don't have any similar kinds of obsessions, I should be able to put up some resistance for a while.
Doing poetry, maybe?
But even so,
Even if things take a turn for the worse, I still have you both here with me. We have a chance here to save an innocent victim. I am willing to accept the risks entailed.
Your disdain for me betrays your woeful ignorance. I agreed to this bet because there are things I wish to learn too. Now, take me in your hand.
Kazuha?
I'm okay. I felt a little dizzy at first, but only for a moment. It's all right. So far, this was as I expected. I will. Thank you.
What should we do next? Have you got a plan, Kazuha?
We find some enemies. Although this blade has endured much turmoil, it probably hasn't experienced many real fights. If a blade built for Isshin art cannot enter a state of harmony between blade and bearer, it cannot unleash its true power. If he wants to avoid reality, then we need to fight until he has no choice but to face it. He shouldn't last long in an intense combat situation.
Wait a minute. Paimon remembers hearing about something from the Adventurers Guild. Since the Takasukasa clan abandoned that secret base, it's been held by Ronin ever since.
Ah, all right. Please lead the way.
What about Ame no Miyuya? What should we do with him?
The blade says he'll let Ame no Miyuya trail us silently. Although he hasn't regained his own consciousness yet, he is not in any immediate danger.
Are we sure this is a good idea? It's a pretty treacherous journey. Okay, fine. Just be careful.
Okay, now I get why they took my Kazuha and gave me the worst one. Because I don't believe they can they trust the unequipping of the weapon. They wouldn't want to take a weapon off and risk something going off in the coding. They just give us a trial Kazuha, and they also have to deal with people not having Kazuha, right? So it's just easier to make it all one thing and just give us a different Kazuha to do that with. It's kind of annoying if you have Kazuha, but otherwise it's fine. Okay, so where is this? Oh yeah, the place where we brought the Shogun last time, right?
Time to go.
Let's get this since we saw it. It's just the one. Yeah, where is this now? It's over that way. I'm not actually sure. Okay. Wait, what is that? Hold on. What? Is that? No. Is it? What the hell?
Time to go.
Okay, no, it isn't. Wait, it is. What the hell? That is where I'm supposed to go, and this is... There's no way, right? What? Okay. Oh, god damn it. Ah, okay. I guess I missed this somehow. Oh, come on. There we go. How the hell did that happen?
A fateful offering.
I mean, I'm at 100%, right? So it's not like How did I miss that one though? Because I'm pretty sure this is the same place that we came to last time. Where are we headed now? Over there again, right? That was weird. Random challenge that I should have gotten before that. Okay, whatever. Let's head in here, I guess. Yeah, okay. Takatsukasa. I'll take the same team. I'm guessing they're gonna take my Kazuha and give me a trial again. Maybe I should have brought someone else and I would have had 5 characters, right? Oh, it's just Kazuha. Oh, but now I guess we have the weapon here. Yeah, we do. What is this? Prized Isshin blade. It releases spirits, huh? Restoring what? This is just a stronger, what's it called? It's a stronger, black sword, right? Well, stronger in that it, does more healing. Damage done is decreased 50, okay. I guess, when it's awakened or whatever, it'll remove that debuff, right?
There are leaves around.
Looks pretty good though. I'll say. It looks really good. I hope it keeps the aura when we get it.
Leave everything on this journey to me.
Gotcha. This is trial Kazuha too. I don't think it's my Kazuha or anything. Wait, are we supposed to be defeated here?
Wind Strider.
It might be true that we're supposed to be defeated. I'm not certain. I should probably get some pyro. Yep, there you go. It'd be nice if they finally gave us a challenge where we're supposed to be defeated, you know? Like, I don't mean like, oh, maybe this is it actually.
The wind knows me. Clouds high.
It's completely possible that they just make this infinite. Okay, never mind. It's not.
How are you feeling? You okay?
I'm all right. The blade is performing largely as I expected. Having gone so long without proper use and maintenance, it's become very difficult to use. Though he's making every effort to persevere, I do not think he can last much longer.
Something else on your mind?
How strange. Rather than trying to control me, he is instead trying to match my fighting rhythm. Let's keep going.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna look over chests here now. Because sometimes there are some in these things. And I might outright miss them, and this is a one-time. Never mind, it's right here. Yeah. And traps. Are there any traps? I haven't seen any yet, so maybe not. Should probably still get some pyro. Come here.
One with nature. Time to go. Say no more.
Okay, I should probably build up to the ult again.
Wind Strider.
Yeah, that's gonna sting.
There's
There's a lot of them now, huh?
The wind knows me. One with wind and cloud.
Here we go.
Whoa, something's up with the blade.
I can sense that his strength is slowly fading away. The blade is becoming more and more difficult for me to wield.
Wait, did they increase the debuff?
He cannot hold out much longer. If he keeps persisting, he will likely break apart at any moment.
But what would that do to Amano Miyuya?
I will be careful with it. He also says he does not have any plans to give up easily. He's still trying to achieve his goal.
Okay, I gotta check this now. Hold on. Did the weapon? No, it didn't. It's the same. Okay. Wait, though. This may have decreased, though. This attack percent buff. I'm not sure. I can't remember what it was.
Time to go.
Looking for chests again. Oh. Okay. Maybe we are supposed to actually use here.
Wind Strider.
Ow. So this one's a little bit of healing. It's not very much because there's a cooldown on the healing, right? Still seems to be enough though to keep us going. Yeah, see? Healing does happen every now and then.
Are you okay? It looked like you were really struggling the entire fight.
We weren't. We know how to use Kazuha.
Yes. And it looks like he's reached his limit.
The sheen's grown a bit dimmer again. It doesn't look anywhere near as impressive as it did at the start.
Perhaps this time we'll finally have a chance to see his true form.
True form? What are you talking about? Huh? What the? Is this the same blade as before? It looks like a piece of junk.
If you choose to continue in the state you're in, you wouldn't even be able to beat Samurai and Kairagi, much less the almighty Shogun. Maybe you did truly wield power to rival the Shogun's light when first forged. But the long journey from Snezhnaya back to Inazuma has left you battered and broken. It barely needs stating anymore. Your ambition is a flight of fancy. I finally figured out why it was that you agreed to my bet. You wanted to reach a state of harmony with me. For perhaps then you would still be able to wield commendable power. But regrettably, we are nothing alike. I will never understand your obstinacy and cruelty, nor can I empathize with the one who made you. The only one who truly understood you had already passed away by the time you were born.
Huh? What's that supposed to mean?
Here they are! Take them down!
Okay. Named Samurai. Which is new.
Yup. We can help this time.
Ah, okay, so all of us.
Don't worry. I'll use my own blade. It's just more of the same.
Oh, no helping. Wait, do we? Yeah, okay, back to the normal weapon. And this actually has a higher attack percent than that? Weird.
It's a lucky day.
Oh, we have no goddamn energy right now. Okay. I thought I had a little bit at least.
Wind Strider.
Or I would have tapped instead of holding.
Time to go. One with nature.
Now the hold should work. Yeah.
Clouds high. The birds call.
You fought way better with your own sword.
You are a true Kaedehara in flesh and in spirit. Though we fought briefly together, you have seen me for who I really am. No one knew anything of my story throughout my travels, nor did I tell it to anyone. You are the first person to know the truth.
I mean, we're standing right there.
I thought that if I could achieve Isshin harmony with you, perhaps there would still be a ray of hope for me.
But in this too, you have failed.
Savage.
Indeed. No matter how hard I tried, I could not attain that perfect harmony that your personal blade does with you.
Wait, so the fillet blade is a Kazuha thing? It can't be. We had her in one set as well, but like...
Too much time has passed. My physical state is poor, and without proper maintenance, I can only disguise my true appearance behind an outer sheen. Yours is the blade that took on the Muso no Hitotachi. And what a magnificent blade it is. Perhaps I shall never reach that level of glory.
Actually, this is just a generic blade that I picked up during my travels in Liyue.
Yeah, it's a fillet blade. Come on.
What?
Forging and maintenance are both important for a blade, but they are not everything. This blade has traveled the land with me for many years, and we have formed a close bond during that time. Plus, in the moment that I most needed it, I received aid from another power.
Yeah, second vision.
Skill, blade, determination, and desire. All these must be aligned in the practice of Isshin art. There is something else I must tell you. Though your maker may not have been aware, your ability to possess your own consciousness derived from the power of the Tatarigami. Tatarigami is a malevolence from the ancient past. It is the source of your mania and savagery. Though you tried to cooperate with me while I was wielding you, the part of you driven by Tatarigami was constantly trying to seize control of my body.
I sensed it, but I couldn't change it. It is an integral part of my consciousness.
I resisted its temptations because I wanted to save Amenoma Yuya. But I do not know whether you yourself have any intention of trying to fight it. I feel a great sense of regret for you. Since you embarked on a journey bound for a destination you were destined never to reach. The moment you embarked on this journey, you lost the only person who could have ever unleashed your true potential. And yet there was no way for you to turn your back on his ambition. You have known this for a long time. It is the true source of your despair.
He gave me everything. My life, my form, my consciousness, and purpose. How could I possibly deny him his wish? I said to him, "Do not worry. From here on, I shall forge your legacy."
What's this one called? Cosblade, right?
How could I go back on my word?
Aww.
I believe our bet is now settled. I have nothing further to say.
Where are you going, Kazuha?
He now has neither the ability nor the motivation to cause further harm. Let's give him some time to reflect on things.
We do get the blade though, right? I think
When
so.
I touched the hilt for the first time, it's as if I was transported to a strange dimension. It was somewhere I've never been.
Been there.
A bladesmith lay quietly on the bed, his frail face barely visible under the moonlight. His breaths were weak, and his life near its end. A newly forged blade lay by his side, listening attentively to his final words.
Wow. That was the Blade's memory, wasn't it?
Indeed. While in exile in Snezhnaya, the bladesmith eventually learned the truth behind everything that had happened. The Isshin art had been dealt a devastating blow by the desertion of its best smiths. He spent the rest of his life in the forge, not to vent his frustration and hatred, but to atone for his actions. He felt intense regret at being tricked by the Fatui, but he could never again return to his homeland. His sole wish was to one day return his single, proudest creation back to the land of his birth. So he instructed this sentient blade to find a way back to Inazuma, no matter how long or how hard the journey. But he never wished to rival the gods. All he wanted to show was that they once shone brilliantly as blade and smith, that they were still worthy of being trusted.
So that's the true story. But after that, the blacksmith's intentions were warped by the Tatarigami, slowly turning his proud creation into the cursed blade of today.
Right. I believe the bladesmith might never have known that the power he worked with was that of the Tatarigami. The hatred within that power is what sent the blade down its ill-fated path.
what this tells us is that there's more to the Tarigami in Snezhnaya, which is interesting.
This blade has committed unforgivable atrocities, but only because it lost its original master. No one was there to correct its errors when it was losing its way.
Shame it's too late now.
Yes, it is too late. Time would not wait or stop because of his determination. While the world moved on, his ambition remained stubbornly stuck at that fleeting moment at the dawn of his journey. He seems to have calmed down, though. Let's go and check in.
When I look back at the past, I can remember the day of my forging like it was just yesterday. I once told him that I would pay any price to fulfill his wishes. Such was the debt I owed to him for giving me the gift of consciousness. But darkness and slaughter numb the mind. Over time, I lost sight of the difference between gratitude and grudge. Not only did I fail to fulfill his ambition, I also defiled it.
You are finally seeing reality clearly.
Since we agreed to the terms of the bet, I will honor the agreement and release Amenoma Yuya. But I still cannot bring myself to forsake his ambition. It is the entire purpose for my existence. So, may I ask you to help me fulfill the ambitions of myself and my creator?
Hey! Now you're adding yours into the mix, too? Jeez, don't push your luck, mister.
Wait, so what this means is Kazuha needs to cross blades with the what's the name? The Shogun again, right?
It has to be done in this order. At least hear what I have to say. And if you don't agree, I will still release Amenoma Yuya as promised. My physical form, as well as the knowledge I possess, should still be of some value to you.
His attitude has grown a lot milder. What do you think, Kazuha? Should we give him a chance?
Let's hear it.
Thank you all. When I was first forged, my maker was already terminally ill. He told me that he had wanted me to have the grandest opening battle. Alas, after that, he never rose from his sickbed again. Nor have I ever had the chance to prove myself in battle since. My fights were devoid of any noble meaning. They were merely the next step in my never-ending journey. The next in a long line of transgressions. You are a fine warrior. I would like to request your hand in battle and experience a true duel between samurai.
Oh? And who would be the opponent?
I will release Amenoma Yuya and restore his consciousness. Perhaps after that, you can convince him to commit to a fight with you. He must have plenty of reasons to both hate me and desire a good fight.
Understood. Then let's start by waking him up and seeing if he has the stamina and will to fight.
I see. He used my body to inflict harm on others. I utterly despise him and his actions. But since he stayed true to your agreement by releasing me, he must still have some remaining semblance of honor. If a duel can help to set this state of affairs in order, I am willing to put myself forward. I do not wish to be a mere victim in this story.
There's no need to worry. We'll vouch for your innocence to the Tenryu Commission.
Thanks for your help. Who knows how this would have ended without your intervention.
All right, then let's move on. More Ronin could appear at any moment. We can't stay here. In any case, for a final duel, I think we should aim for a greater sense of ceremony.
Okay, so where to? Ooh. Okay. Nothing out here, right? Doesn't seem like there's anything here. Okay. I'm getting tired already.
We're way behind schedule.
Where is that? That is... Oh, the spot where we usually fight one of those weekly commissions. That's a wide enough spot, I guess. With the water there. Yeah, it's a big spot.
This reminds Paimon a bit of the Crux Clash. Yep, we still can't let our guard down. Even now, Paimon has a sneaking suspicion that Blade hasn't told us everything. Still, even if he's way past the point of redemption, it's hard not to feel a teensy bit sorry for him. Are you ready?
Ready? Okay. All right then. Successor of Isshin art, Kaedahara Kazuha.
Successor of Amenoma art, Amenome Yuya.
Honored to cross blades with you.
It is my honor also.
So we fight? Okay, what's his... I mean, I don't know how correct it is to use the vision here, yeah? But Kazuha doesn't have much else. His standard attacks don't do much damage. Okay. Oh, bloody hell. That did no damage though.
As one with wind and cloud.
Oh, goddammit, he dodged. Come here. Come back in.
Time to go.
Okay.
Wind strike.
Let's finish this. Got it.
Thank you for the experience. Although he appears battered and broken, in your hands it seems he's regained a glimmer of brilliance. His sense of savage cruelty has completely faded away. But that same sense of determination remains strong.
That's a bit convenient, I don't know.
You also fought well. I'm sure he relished the experience. There are a few things that I shall leave him to tell you himself.
I must apologize to you for all that has transpired.
You need not seek my forgiveness, nor do I have the right to forgive you on your victim's behalf. It is too late for all of that.
I do not wish for forgiveness. I only hope that you will see my transgressions as mine alone, and not let them stain the legacy of Isshin art.
I mean, that's a funny little conversation right there, because usually there's the argument that the blade is not responsible for what it does, or like, usually it's guns, right? Guns don't kill people, people do. But here, the actual blade kill people, so...
I strayed far from the straight and narrow path, but the Isshin art still has a worthy successor in Kaedahara Kazuha.
What's that got to do with anything?
I beseech you, please understand this.
Yes, I too trust Mr. Kaedahara to do the right thing.
So we're gonna keep the blade, right?
Thank you, successor of Amenoma art.
This blade has also told me that he has another wish. He would like to visit the Amenoma smithy.
What for?
Maybe we can go back there together.
What does he want to go there for?
I'm not sure, but I think that all this is about to come to an end.
Oh yeah, we had to go back anyway to tell the old dude that we found his son, nephew, was it again? Something like that, yeah. Okay, so let's head over there. It's not far, but I'm still not walking there. And it's not raining here. It's raining like a good 100 meters away though, over there. Maybe 150 meters.
Oh, it's Yuya! You have returned!
I am sorry to have troubled you. It's all thanks to them that I was able to return safely.
A prized Isshin blade, turned weapon that controls the human mind. Considering their forging philosophy, this was indeed within the realm of possibility. This is a great pity. But I have some good news as well. Ryuji, from the Bonton Sango Detective Agency, tells me that they've found the missing Mr. Nagato.
Really? Is he okay?
Yes, badly wounded, but he will live. And now that Yuya is back, it seems like the final ending to this story is a happy one after all.
I think I know what you want to do.
What's wrong, Kazuha? Is the blade whispering in your ear again?
Yes. He said he wants to take control of me for a brief moment.
What? No way! Hasn't it learned its lesson?
Ah. It wants to destroy itself in the forge, doesn't it?
He tells me that he's thought of another way to fulfill his maker's wish.
No?
And he assures me that he won't use my body for anything nefarious. I have decided to let him do it.
Guess there's nothing we can say to change your mind, huh?
Thank you. I will explain my reasons later.
Okay, it's a bit weird, but let's see.
I am ready. Let us begin. Please, stay true to your promise.
Cutscene? Yes.
My power is almost spent. Without him, my eventual demise is inevitable. But if I abandon the future to give everything I have in this moment, my physical form can be forged anew.
Everything? You mean...
Yes. The cost is my entire consciousness.
Okay, so it reforges itself. Okay, nice.
You were right. There's nothing that I can accomplish now. But there's still a chance for Isshin art. Once remade, I will be a valuable resource for your studies. Isshin lives on, and its finest hour is yet to come. Even if I am not the one to prove its might to the Shogun.
That's not how forging works, though.
Isshin blade, crafted by Kaedehara hands. It will still fulfill his final wish.
I mean, I get for the story, sure, but that's absolutely not how forging works.
Over the years, my ruin
Okay.
has been forgotten by all. I'm ashamed to utter it, yet it remains strong in my mind. Kagotsurube Isshin. This name is now yours to keep.
Rest in peace.
So, that's why he said it had to be done in that order. His consciousness will disappear forever after fulfilling the bladesmith's wish.
Kagotsurube Isshin. It was the first time I ever heard his name. It seems like deep down he disapproved of his own actions, and thus chose to bury this name deep within his heart. Only in the final moments before his consciousness faded, was he willing to entrust it to another?
Seems like he really wanted to fulfill his maker's wish.
I mean, one thing this game does do is it gives its characters somewhat complex intentions, at the very least, and characters. You know what I mean?
The same fervent ambition that gave him the motivation to keep going forward also fueled the stubborn determination that blinded him to the path ahead. Speaking for myself, I'd rather see him recognize and atone for his mistakes than see him punished for them.
Oh, is that what the Tarigami are?
I understand. Perhaps this is a flaw in my personality. I've always been captivated by grand aspirations. Hearing his wish to rival the divine light touched something inside of me, just as the sight of those who fought to repeal the Vision Hunt decree did.
I mean, of course it did. That same wish was what got your friend killed, right? The one who initially wanted to face the Muso no Hitadachi?
Your quest to face the gods and trace your sibling inspires me in the same way. After everything I've seen, perhaps these pursuits fascinate me a little more than they should.
Oh, Kazuha.
I will continue to support you from this point on. Know that you will have my assistance whenever you need it.
Wait, shouldn't we also go update Kujo Kamaji?
Oh, you're right. We need to tell him about the findings of our investigation.
Wait, so we never ended up meeting Heizo.
And it's also time to give him a response to the offer he made me.
But there's gotta be some way that we meet him outside of his hangout, right? Because I know his hangout's there, but do we not meet him before that? Let's see. Where is that? Yeah, he's here, right? But normally we meet the characters during the ordinary story quests before we do our hangout. It'd be a little weird for them to just say this is the only way you meet him, do the hangout, right? Maybe we still meet him now, I don't know. I'm not certain how this will go. Well, not this, but you know, the whole meeting Heizo thing.
You've returned. I hear that the issue has been resolved. Though this was a treacherous investigation indeed, we're most fortunate that no lives were lost. The Tenryou Commission has already attended to the danger at the warehouse. The investigation into Amanome Yuya should conclude soon. I do not believe he will be charged with any crime.
Wow, you sure kept your ear to the ground.
Then we needn't recount all the details again. Now, as to your earlier offer, I wish to give you my answer. Please take a look at this blade.
What was the story of the offer? To stay and become a smith, right? He's gonna try to answer, right?
What's this?
It does look pretty cool in red as well. Not sure if I mean the red does match Kazuha more, so it's probably gonna stay red. But purple would have been cool too.
Kagotsurube Isshin, a weapon crafted using a long-lost blade forging art of the Kaidahara clan. By means of a series of fortuitous events, I was able to recover and restore him. I also promised him that I will continue to study and pass on the secrets of Isshin art. And so, it looks like I will likely continue with my journey across the nations, learning more about this blade as I go.
I see. I understand.
The Kaidahara clan has always been a family of bladesmiths, so it is only proper for me to continue on this path.
But he's not staying in Inazuma.
Were I to accept your goodwill, I may find myself embroiled in conflicts between the shogunate and Sangonomiya. That would not suit me.
Not to mention you were on the opposite side before this.
You misunderstand. That was most certainly not our intent.
I am aware, but I still desire to continue walking my own path.
Very well. I can understand. Then let's pretend this offer was never raised. However, if you should ever change your mind or find yourself in need of the Shogunate's assistance, please do not hesitate to inform me.
Great. Thank you for your generosity.
Where will you travel to next, Kazuha?
I'll probably take to the seas with Captain Beto again for now. As for my next destination, let's see where the wind takes me.